Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another Assassin's Creed video. I know it's been a hot minute, but we got some stuff to talk about. So first thing is obviously the big news: Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know you're seeing Syndicate gameplay, but Assassin's Creed Shadows is the new AC game set in feudal Japan, playing as Yakusei and Naoe. There's been a whole bunch of controversy and all that, but the game was supposed to release on November 15th, 2 days after my birthday, which was going to be freaking awesome, and they decided to delay it until February 14th, aka Valentine's Day of 2025. So yeah, the game is delayed. They say to make the game better. Some people say they're going to remove Yakusei. I don't know, but I am looking forward to it. I'm actually working on Ghost of Tsushima right now on my PS5. That's a freaking banger of a game. So, if it's anything like that, I think we're in good company. But regardless, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So, you're probably wondering, Franchise, why are you playing Syndicate? Well, it's a good game. It's pretty underrated. But the big thing is that Ubisoft, I think it was like Latem, some foreign Assassin's Creed, some foreign Ubisoft Twitter account, X account, whatever, they were, tweeting and they were like, oh, I think the tweet said something like, they deleted it, so I can't get it, but you'll find it online. But they're like, oh, what's your favorite Assassin's Creed game? And then in parentheses, they were like, I bet it's Syndicate because of the new 60 FPS update with the two eyeball emoji things. So, yeah, they deleted the, tweet, or the X. They deleted the X. No, I'm not effing saying it. They deleted the tweet. And, obviously, look, that can mean either two things. One, they're just effing with us. That's it. Like, they want to have fun and poke fun at it for being stupid, for wanting things. Or B, the most likely explanation, Assassin's Creed Syndicate for the Xbox One and PS4 and all that is getting a 60 FPS Series XS/PS5 next current gen patch. I think that makes the most sense. I don't think that Ubisoft would, I don't think, regardless of what company, foreign company or not, I don't think they would, lack brain cells to be like, let's just, screw with the entire community. Like, no. If they clearly mentioned that they were going to bring a 60 FPS support to Syndicate, and then they deleted the tweet. So obviously that tells me, using my common sense, again, I could be wrong, but I'm 99.99% sure that, yeah, we're going to be getting this patch. Because, on Xbox, right, basically Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Remastered 3, what else? Unity, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and Mirage, right? All of those games are 60 FPS. The only ones that are 30 are, obviously like Valhalla, Quality Mode, Mirage, Quality Mode, Black Flag, and Syndicate. And it's Rogue Remastered is also 60. But, Mirage, I tend to play 30 FPS. Because the 60 FPS is like complete ass. The screen tearing is like stupid, crazy bad. Valhalla, I play at 60. There's a little bit of screen tearing, but it ain't that bad. But Black Flag and Syndicate are really the only two that are straight up 30. Like, you can't choose. It's just straight up 30. And I don't mind, if a game is 30 FPS and it doesn't dip, and it's like a smooth 30, then it's effing fine, you know what I mean? 60 FPS is objectively better, obviously, it's more frames. Like, you'll notice little things like with Syndicate, you turn the camera, even with games that have motion blur disabled, you will still get a little bit of a distorted, blurry image when you rotate the camera, because our eyes pick up that, obviously, right, when you're moving you're moving the camera and the background is static, not moving, it will blur. It doesn't really happen at 60 FPS because of the more frames, and that can be a little bit annoying. It is kind of wonky when you're playing like Rogue Remastered or Assassin's Creed 2, and it's like smooth 60, and then you play like Mirage or Syndicate, for example, or Black Flag, and you rotate the camera, and it's got that blurriness to it. And again, that's basically every game with 30 FPS. It's a little bit, after playing so many games with 60, it's a bit awkward and weird to be like, turning the camera, and it's just like kind of blurry, even with motion blur disabled. It's just something that your eyes have to, adjust to, and you can't change it. But, I did hear that we're getting a Black Flag remaster or remake, so that's probably why we're not getting the 60 FPS support for that one. But in terms of Syndicate, at least on Xbox, Unity, there's some on some Assassin's Creed games on PS5 that are not enhanced, because Series X is just better in that regard with FPS boost. But Syndicate is one that is 30, and it has been 30, and it's a great game. You play as Jacob and Evie Fry. It's got really good parkour. Maybe not as good as like Unity, but it's still in that same vein. I enjoyed the campaign. I enjoyed the combat was very Arkham-esque in a way that also felt kind of more like arcadey. You get your pip canes and shit. You don't get any swords or nothing. You got guns. You're basically in like I think Syndicate is the newest AC game in terms of the time period where it feels like very modern, and it's not like you're in Damascus in freaking 1420 or something. You're in the late 1800s when you got stagecoaches and you can kind of commandeer them like GTA horse. It's effing crazy. I like the game, right? It's got good free roam. There aren't that many enemies in the world, which is a little bit of a bummer, as you've noticed in my gameplay if you're paying attention, that some areas are 100% and some are not 100%. I will never 100% the open world in this game, because when you do, there are like 2 enemies, I like to keep it where there's more enemies on the streets and all that, just to make it more fun to kill bad guys. But it's overall, in my opinion, a pretty underrated AC game, right? It's really fun. I enjoyed the story. It's got, okay graphics. I think it was like 900p or something on Series X, so it's not the best looking, but it ain't bad looking for sure. And again, like, if we were to get that 60 FPS support, I think that this really would kind of enhance the game. And I don't know if I'd replay it, because I have enough games to do right now. I'm currently working on Star Wars Outlaws still, and then I'm playing like Lego Lord of the Rings. I'm replaying all the Lego games for fun, and I'm also doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well. I kind of do one thing at it. So Monday I'll do Lego Lord of the Rings, Tuesday I'll do Assassin's Creed, or maybe the next time after Assassin's Creed I'll do Call of Duty. So I try to, with work and all that, I try to balance out the games I play. I don't play games all day, every day. I wish I could. But anyway, beside the point, I think that it is, it would definitely warrant a rerun or, a replay for a lot of people. Again, I wouldn't, just because of time and shit. But, if I did have the time, I certainly would do it. I mean, it's a really good game. And I think that it has a lot of potential to, get that next gen or current gen patch. I think that would be really fun. Like playing the game with a smoother frame rate would definitely help out, and would also get people that haven't played Syndicate for that very. There are some people that play on PC at like 1,000 FPS, and they're like, oh, I can't do 30 FPS gets me dizzy, and I'm a little susceptible to motion blur. I can tell when a game has motion blur, even when it's disabled, when you rotate the camera. I kind of don't like that. I wish that every game had the smooth when you're rotating the camera. I know that's how our freaking eyes work. That's just how our eyes work with 30 FPS. So, I can't, like, ask God to, make my eyes better. But I think that at the very least, it has, like I said, a lot of potential for newcomers who maybe haven't played Syndicate at all, or, they played a little bit and they didn't really like it because it was, it didn't run that great on your base Xbox One or your base PS4. So to actually, replay that on a current-gen console, like a Series X or PS5, I think that'd be really great. So I'm completely down for a current-gen boost from Ubisoft. They did it with Origins. Origins runs at a pretty much smooth 60 FPS on my Series X. There's a little bit, like if you rotate the camera slowly, it's a little bit of stutter. Not too bad. Again, Origins is a freaking massive video, like a genuinely massive open world, so it's fine. Odyssey, I have a love-hate relationship with, because I'm playing that right now. I haven't finished it. I'm playing that for fun, technically, every other day. But the 60 FPS patch for Odyssey is good, right? A lot of, like 90% of the time, it's smooth FPS, right? Smooth 60. But for some reason, let me know in the comments if you have this issue. I've been looking on Reddit. I've been looking on Twitter. No one else has this freaking problem except one other guy, and no one responded to him on Reddit, so I feel like I'm alone in this. But I'm playing as Cassandra. When you move, it's hard to explain, but in Odyssey, when you move the camera, so let's say, you move the left stick, right? You move Cassandra, and then immediately as you move the character, you move the right stick, right? So you move the character, then you move the analog camera. There is a slight stutter every effing time. You crouch every time, it basically, like when you move as Cassandra, either run or walk or whatever, and then you move the camera right after or before, it's a slight stutter. If you move Cassandra forward for like a second and then move the camera, no stutter. So this is clearly a freaking problem on Ubisoft's account. They haven't fixed it. Again, 99% of the time the game is smooth, but it really is annoying because, when you stop moving and then you move again and rotate the camera, it just stutters for a half second. It's not that bad, but it is noticeable. It kind of does take you out of it a little bit. Again, I just have to get used to it. I just end up moving the character first for a second and then the camera, or I just get used to it and suck it up. But, you know, it does bother me, and clearly this one other guy on Reddit. So if you have this problem, let me know. You know, so it's not the Ubisoft effort to, you know, make these games better for people. It clearly, you know, has not been flawless, right? With Origins and Odyssey, there's been a little bit of a hiccup. But I think with Syndicate, they can do a good job with that. Again, it's not really hard, I would imagine. I mean, just kind of, you know, give it that, what they did with Origins and Odyssey without the camera crap. And, again, you know, those are small issues, but I think that, you know, if they do it right, they'll hit it out of the freaking park, man. Because Syndicate, again, for some reason, it's pretty underrated. And it's not my favorite ever, but I like the dual protagonist thing. They're obviously bringing that back with Shadows, if that ever freaking releases. At this point, I don't know. You know, hopefully Valentine's Day, I probably won't have a girlfriend, sadly, but, hey, I'll be able to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. So, that's a win, I think, for me. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find love eventually. But I think that, you know, regardless of a girl in my life or not, there will be Nawe. So, you know, not to be weird, but at least I could play as a girl. So, there you go. It kind of works for Valentine's Day, right? I guess. I'll probably have some chocolate. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, though, if they do end up making this patch a real thing. Or, again, this could all be a bunch of BS, and Ubisoft Latem or Lutum or whatever, the foreign Ubisoft people, they were just taking the piss, and they were like, wouldn't it be funny to mess with them? You know, maybe that's what's happening. I doubt it, because normally when someone posts something online, and then they delete it shortly after, that basically confirms it's real, because if it was fake, why the hell would you delete it? You know what I mean? It makes no sense if that's the case. But we'll have to see. If this is going to happen, I'm assuming it's going to be relatively soon, because, you know, they probably meant to, you know, tweet this and keep it, you know, public forever, either, you know, if it was already out or if it's coming up soon. So clearly they made a mistake, but I'm assuming if it is going to happen, it would be relatively soon. I don't think they're going to wait till like 2025, June or something like that. You know what I mean? Now that Shadows has gotten delayed to Valentine's Day of 2025, maybe that's a good, you know, that is like a good marketing move, right? To be like, hey, we delayed our game, but check it out. Syndicate's got 60 FPS. Suckers, you know what I mean? Play this one now. This will keep you interested right till February. It would certainly keep me interested. You know what I mean? Again, I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. You know, they're not perfect. They got a little bit of, you know, the camera issues. They got a little bit of you know, screen tearing in Valhalla and Mirage. So I pray that, you know, with this extra dev time, Shadows will become essentially perfect, right? I mean, regardless of 30 FPS, 60 FPS, I want the game to run well, look good, and have no screen tearing, because I swear to God, screen tearing is the most annoying thing in my entire gaming life. It sucks. It's literally, you probably know what it is, but if you don't, screen tearing is when to compensate for instead of dropping in frames, the screen will literally effing tear. Like, you'll see lines and shit in your screen. Your TV's not busted. Trust me, it's just a really weird way, you know, people are like, oh, if you have VSync, it helps, but my TV doesn't have that, so I just gotta, you know, suck it up. But, you know, again, I love this franchise, and I even like the movie. I like that Assassin's Creed movie. It's canon, so that's cool. But, you know, I'm excited to see what Shadows has in the store. Hopefully it works. I hope. You know, I mean, look, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws have been really great. Outlaws, at the time of recording this, I have one more mission left. It's hard with school. It's like a 2-hour-long mission, apparently, but I hopefully will be finishing the campaign of Outlaws soon, and then I'll have an Outlaws video, but I'm genuinely loving Outlaws, man. It's a great game. So, you know, Ubisoft, they make good games. Like, you know, they're not a shit company, right? Like, a lot of people give them poop, but I mean, like, I like them. They're good at what they do for the most part, and I think if, you know, given this extra time for Shadows, it'll work. But until then, hopefully we'll be getting an Assassin's Creed Syndicate 60 FPS patch for Series X, S, and PS5. Again, tell me down below in the comments if you want this. Have you played Syndicate, and what's your favorite AC game out of the million that have come out? You know, I'm kind of veering toward Valhalla. I have like 260 hours in Valhalla, which is probably rookie numbers for some of you guys, but I genuinely love that game. I played it on my Xbox One, and it looked like hell, but I loved it. Like, it was fun. And then I got my glasses, and I was like, oh my god, it looks good, you know? And then I got the Series X, and I was like, oh my god, you know what I mean? So it was Valhalla was really a good experience for me, especially during COVID when that was happening. You know, just being able to play, like, Spider-Man PS4 and Valhalla was like freaking awesome. You know, I mean, it was pretty sick. But yeah, anyway, that's beside the point. I do want to hear your thoughts though on this. Do you think that this 60 FPS thing is coming for Syndicate, or do you think they're just blowing smoke? Do you think they're just messing with us? And what are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows getting delayed till February 14th of next year? Is this good, bad? Do you not even want it? Are you one of those people that hate Yasuke? Are you one of the people that hate Naoe because she's a girl? You know, I mean, I don't know. Like, it takes all kinds, I guess. But I am very much excited for Shadows nonetheless. And yeah, I just want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Again, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new. Helps me out a ton. I want to get to 2,000 before I die. That'd be great. I'm 25. Hopefully, I will live a long life. If I don't die from a fight or something, I don't know. Life shit's weird, but we'll have to see. You know what I mean? If I die, hopefully at like 99, I'm banking on 90s, high 90s. Hopefully I'll get to 2,000 before then. Of course, I'm joking, but I'm not. So please subscribe. Anyway, I'm very excited to see the future of this franchise. Hopefully we'll get 60 FPS for Syndicate, and hopefully Shadows will deliver next year. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.